Welcome to the Scoop School podcast, where we tackle your conundrums about the retail ice cream and frozen dessert business. And now, here's your host. He'll never desert a dessert. The ice cream bloke and self-appointed headmaster of Scoop School, Steve Christensen.
G'day ice cream lovers, my name's Steve Christensen, the self-appointed headmaster of Scoop School. Thanks for joining us this episode of the podcast, Simulcast. Whether you're listening on iTunes or watching on YouTube, lovely to have you here. We're broadcasting from Scoop School in St. Louis, Missouri, and today we're talking about the humble scoop, the type of scoops there are, which work, which don't, and some precautions for you. Before we jump into that though, I do want to thank our episode sponsor, which is Carpigiani. Carpigiani, Italian-based company manufacturing in Italy, batch freezers, soft serve machines, popsicle machines, having distribution all over the world. So whether you're watching this in North America, South America, Australia, Europe, Asia, the UK, they've got distribution everywhere. So go to carpigiani.com, Carpigiani, carpigiani.com. We thank you for your episode sponsorship. Now we're talking scoops this and the next 3 episodes. This one we're going to talk about the types of scoops there are, and in the next 3 we're going to be talking about the 3 cardinal sins of scooping, not to be missed, particularly if you are a scooper or own an ice cream shop. So let's talk a little bit about the types of scoops that there are on the market. We'll start with this one here. This is called a disher. And a couple of things you'll note about it. One is that it's color-coded and has a number on it. Now, thankfully, most manufacturers try and stick with the same color per the same number. And that number is the amount of scoops per gallon of product. So this is a number 24. You'll see it on the mechanism here. It'll either have it on the bottom or on the side, and it'll say what number it is. Now again, that number denotes how many scoops per gallon there is when you're using this disher. Now the confusing thing is that this is called a disher because it dishes out product as well as scoops ice cream. And you'll actually see that it has a 1 1/3 ounce bowl. So if I were to fill this up with liquid, by volume, I'm getting 1 1/3 ounces in this scoop. Now this is where it gets a bit confusing, ladies and gentlemen, because in the ice cream business, when we do all of our portion control and our costing, we look at weight ounces, but a lot of the times you'll come across these volumetric ounces, and it's important not to get the two mixed up. So this is a number 24 disher. It has a 1 1/3 ounce bowl by volume, but I can scoop a 3 ounce scoop by weight and put it in my cup or my cone. So it's important for you to understand the difference between ounces by weight and ounces by volume. You'll come across them both. If you just went to the metric system like the rest of the world, you'd be as right as rain. But for now, we're going to be challenged by this. And they have different colors, as I mentioned, as per the size of the scoop. So you'll note that the larger scoops will have a smaller number because you're getting less scoops per gallon. This is a number 12. Your blue scoop here is a number 16. Your yellow is a number 20, and this is our 24. This is the one we actually use particularly in our custard shops. Now, another thing you'll note about this particular scoop is that it is a one-sided mechanism. So this is a right-handed scoop. If you're left-handed, you're going to have a little bit of trouble with this. So what I would recommend is making sure that you either only employ right-handed people, just kidding, all you lefties, or you have a few of these left-handed mechanisms to keep everybody happy. Another thing you'll want to notice or note on your scoop is the NSF or the UL logo. Now this basically is a regulatory department or company in the United States that regulate products, scoops, food service, I mean really anything, and they have 2 standards, a UL safety and a UL sanitary or UL sanitation. So you do want to make sure that you're either got an NSF or a UL or an ETL stamp on this, because if you go to the grocery store, you can pick up all different types of crazy scoops that may look like they're going to work, but because they don't have a seal here between the metal portion and the handle, it's not NSF or UL approved. And this is where you can get bacteria filling up. So it's really important to make sure that when you're buying scoops, you buy them from a reputable source, food service source, and they have a UL, NSF, or ETL stamp. I don't know why you would use this, maybe apart from if an offender comes into the store, you can stab them. So this is the Disher brand. Another thing I want to talk about with the dishes and the different types or different sizes, you really want to standardize your menu so you only need one size in the store for all of your menu items. It's pointless to have the red one for your cones, this one for your sundaes, and this one for your concretes or your blizzard type products. It's important just to make sure that all of your menu is made from a one, in this case, a nice 3 ounce by weight scoop. So all on our menu boards in all of our stores and in all of our training here at Scoop School, we try and get people to develop their menu as a derivative of one type of scoop. This way, all I need to do is teach my employees to teach one 3 ounce scoop. If they can scoop one 3 ounce scoop by weight, then they can make anything on our menu boards. Very, very important. So a couple of tips there that will really help you out. Then you've got your Zerol type scoop or your premium or hard scoop ice cream scoop. A couple of things to note here. The majority of these, again, you'll want to make sure that they're ETL, US, UL or NSF approved, and a lot of them have some form of antifreeze in the handle. So what that's supposed to do is to warm up the handle so that you don't get frosting on the bowl and it's harder for that ice cream to release. So give it a bit of a shake. A lot of them will have that antifreeze type of product where really it's designed that your hand or the heat of your hand cools down or doesn't allow the bowl to get as cold as it does, because then it won't release the ice cream really well. I really do like this particular model. This is actually a Volrath scoop. It's ergonomically designed. You'll know if you've scooped a lot of ice cream that this portion here, when you wrap the base of your palm around it here, can get very, very sore. Whereas this kind of scoop, and again, I'm not advocating one or the other, I'm just saying that this ergonomic type scoop is a really good fit for your hand, and it allows you to scoop a lot more product without the hassle of getting blisters or soreness on your palms. Another thing too I want to talk about is ambidextrous scoops. This is an ambidextrous scoop when it comes to your Disher type brand. So there are ambidextrous scoops as well. Obviously the Dishers or these Zerol type scoops are ambidextrous because you can use them either hand. But a couple of things, couple of takeaways. Make sure that you're only using one size scoop per your menu if you can. Make sure that they are regulated and approved for use, UL, NSF or ETL, and make sure that, I don't know what the third one was. Make sure that your employees can scoop them. Now, I don't know, I just made that third one up. Maybe there were only two. Now, the next 3 videos, we're going to talk about the 3 cardinal sins of scooping. You're not going to want to miss these because these are things that happen all the time in ice cream shops. We see it all the time in training, and they're very, very easy fixes. So we're going to close up this video about scoops. Again, make sure that they're approved. Make sure that you only have one, and make sure that you've got scoops for everybody. And by the way, get some in for experimentations. These are generally about $8 or $9. So get a whole different array of scoop sizes, experiment with your portion control and your training, and then when you decide, get rid of all the rest, put them in a drawer and stick with the one size. You'll do very well for yourself in that regard. Again, we want to thank Carpigiani. Thank you for this episode's sponsorship. And if you have any questions, quandaries or concerns about the ice cream business, whether how to get into the business or grow your ice cream business, come and visit us at scoopschool.com. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Keep on scooping. See you in the next video.